welcome back to my studio. This is part 2 of a digital art series where I'm going to be creating a tiger. So if you've not already watched part 1, go and check that out now and it will all become clear. Basically, I've had a bit of a reshuffle in my art studio and I've created a workstation area so I can really focus and be really productive in creating my digital art because it's something that I really want to expand on. And I'm really thankful to be working with Huawei on this video today, so thank you so much to them for sponsoring today's video. I will be using the Huawei MateView in conjunction with the Huawei MatePad Pro and the M Pencil, all to create my digital art today. So let's pick up where we left in the last video, which was the tiger was mostly finished, but there's still a few details to add, and I'm really excited to add his surroundings and his background. I want to add some florals, maybe some pretty birds, and just really get this atmosphere and bring that to life a little bit more. So I'm excited to crack on. Let's do it. So I'm starting by connecting my screens wirelessly so I've got a better view of what I'm doing, and I've gone ahead and created some sketches in an app called ZenBrush 3. So I've created these bird sketches. I really like the line and the ink work that is available in the app of ZenBrush 3. It's a really nice app for drawing. But I really do prefer the interface and the brushes available on the app Timelapse. So that's the app that I'm going to be using for my main drawing. So I'm starting to build up the layers with these birds, and this is what I really love about digital artwork, is that you can switch between the layers and really play around with the different colours that you want in your colour scheme. The Huawei MateView has super high 4K resolution, which means it has 1.5 million more pixels than a standard 4K. So that gives it this super detailed image quality, which is perfect for visual work, especially if you're a graphic designer or a photographer who's wanting to edit their photographs, or artists, illustrators, and because it's such a high quality screen that you can really see in detail what you're working on. Even if your work is not creative visually, the size and the ratio of the screen is super workplace friendly. It has a 3:2 screen ratio, which means it shows 18.5% more content than a regular 16:9 ratio. And that makes a huge difference, especially for something like video editing, again for photographers, illustrators, because it means that you can fit so much more on a screen so you can be more productive. Painting these birds is honestly my favourite bit because not only do you have all the different colours available, but I really enjoy playing around with the opacity of the brush strokes, which means that you can layer them up and create a darker value with each layer, and so it's really nice to experiment with that. So I knew right from the beginning that I wanted to add some sort of florals into this painting, so I went with peonies because peonies are one of my favourite flowers, if not my favourite, and I think the daintiness sits so well with like the strength and power of a tiger that it just really brings that beauty together. So I'm definitely going to add these peonies. I think I'm set on 3 and having those around him. Again, I did the line work in the app ZenBrush 3 and then I've gone and imported them into this digital drawing. So I'm going to start building up the layers of colour now, and yeah, this is really fun, just really playing around with the different layers and the different brushes available. Super fun. Artists will definitely appreciate the incredible colour accuracy. The Huawei MateView is capable of rendering 98% of the DCI P3 colour gamut, which is a standard in the cinema industry, which means it shows 1.07 billion colours. Like, how amazing is that? And not only that, but the monitor shows pro-grade colour accuracy with a delta E of less than 1 in sRGB mode, which basically means it has superior colour accuracy, achieving better than even our own eyes notice colour difference. After experimenting quite a bit, I realised that my favourite way of painting in this app is to first use the spray brush. So it's almost like a graffiti can sort of spray paint effect. So I like to block in the areas of colours with that first and then go over with the different brushes to like create a bit more definition and to add in those layers, the highlights, the lowlights and the different colours too. And so I realised by the end of it that was my favourite way of working. Obviously it'll be different for everybody and what you prefer, but that was, as you can see, the process that I used to first build up those initial layers. Something I really like about the Huawei Mate View is that it looks super sleek in my studio. I just love the way it looks and fits in around all my artwork, and it has this really nice minimalist design with these ultra slim bezels all around the edges. And you can also adjust the screen so it's easy to tilt, and you can even raise and lower the screen. So not only the design but the functionality is also there. So when I look at my drawing, although I'm really pleased with it, I feel like there's just something that it lacks. So I'm going to take a green just to balance out some of those colours and add in some sort of like foliage type thing around him. And honestly, I feel like that's made so much difference. It's just created a little bit more atmosphere and depth. The most awesome thing about this screen is that it's been designed to be versatile. So you can connect any PC or Mac to it, but it does work the best with the Huawei products, which connect so seamlessly. I've really enjoyed the versatility of being able to work anywhere in my house or even out and about, creating some sketches and concepts, and then bringing back the MatePad Pro and connecting it quickly and wirelessly to the Mate View for a better display. So initially when I started the concepts, I wasn't sure whether to go with like peony florals or blossom. And as I got to the end, I kind of feel like, actually, I want both. Why skimp on florals, you know? I really feel like the blossom could add another layer of like that beauty and depth. And blossom is one of my favorite ever plants. So as I grew up, my parents actually had a blossom in their garden. Honestly, I have so many amazing memories in that garden. So blossom for me is an incredibly emotional connection, and so I'm really pleased that I have managed to put that in the drawing, and that's made me so happy. And I've never painted blossom before, I don't think, so it was really nice to be able to add that in and try something new and have another challenge as well. The blossom is actually a bit of a challenge because I didn't use a reference photo for this like I did the other elements in the drawing. So I kind of just made it up as I went along, maybe you can tell. So it's kind of like a bit of more of an abstract, impressionistic version of blossom, but it was really fun just adding in what I felt was right at the time. And I think, again, that brings that connection in even more because I feel like it has even more of me in it. And my favourite bit is adding on those little highlights and lowlights at the end and then manoeuvring the branches. That's what I love about digital art, and definitely has made me more interested in it in the future, because you can draw an element and then you can like move it around and make sure that it fits the composition really well. And that's something obviously that you can't really do when you're painting on a canvas. There's a couple of really cool things that you can do with these devices when you connect them. There's a mirror mode, which means that you can mirror your tablet to the monitor, which gives you a clearer view of your work. And there's also an extend mode so that you can have another screen, another window, which is great if multiple windows really helps you out in your work. So now I'm at the later stages of my painting. I'm just going to add a few little details here and there. And to add a bit more interest into the background, I've added a couple of patterns and then taken that opacity right down so that it's very detailed and you have to look quite closely to notice it, and I quite like that about it. So I think my digital painting is now finished and I absolutely love him. I'm really happy with how it went. And it was really fun to just really experiment with the different brush techniques as a digital painter and try and combine and move around all the elements. That was really fun for me. So I can't wait to get started on the next project already. If you'd like to check out the products I've been using in this video, I've been using the Huawei MateView, the MatePad Pro and the M Pencil. So I will pop all the information and the links to those products in the description box if you feel like checking them out. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe and join the family and hit that like button if you enjoyed seeing the process of this painting come together. Thank you so much guys and have a beautiful week. Bye!